Let me introduce myself. My name is Yuniarti Restisari. At first, I will describe my friend about their friends and their characters. I have friend named Nobita. We go to campus together. She is tall and slim. She has straight hair. She has brown eyes and white skin. She is diligent and clever student. She is never come late to campus. She always do her homework and always get good mark for her test. She always wearing curtain clothes orderly when she go to campus. She is beautiful and kind person. My friend is named Pika, but I usually call her Pika. She has tall and slim. She has curly hair. She has black eyes and white skin. If she go to campus, she is wearing curtain clothes orderly. She is also kind and warm. That is why she has a lot of friends, especially because she is very helpful. She is still young, but she is really mature. She is kind person. She always help me in everything. And then I will read the story of Rapunzel. Rapunzel. There were once a man and woman who had long in vain wished for a child. At length the woman hoped that God about to grant her desire. These people had a little window at the back of their house from which a splendid garden could be seen, which was full of the most beautiful flowers and herbs. It was, however, surrounded by a high wall, and no one dared to go into it because it belonged to an enchantress, who great power and was dreaded by all of the world. One day, woman was standing by this window and looking down into the garden, when she saw a bed which was planted with the most beautiful rampion or Rapunzel, and it looked so fresh and green that she longed for it and had the greatest desire to eat some. This desire increased every day, and as she knew that she could not get any for it, she quit pined away and looked pale and miserable. Then her husband was alarmed and asked, "What aileth thee, dear wife?" "Ah," she replied, "if I can get some of the rampion which is seen in the garden behind our house to eat, I shall die." The man who loved her thought, "Sooner than let thee wipe thee, bring her some of the rampion thyself, let it cost thee what it will." In the twilight of the evening, he climbed down over the wall into the garden of the enchantress, hastily gathered a handful of rampion and took it each to his wife. She at once made herself a salad of it and ate it with much relish. She, however, liked it so much, so very much, that the next day she longed for either time as much as before. If he was to have any rest, her husband must once more escape into the garden. In the gloom of evening, therefore, he let himself down again, but when he had climbed down the wall, he was terribly afraid, for he saw the enchantress standing before him. "How canst you dare?" said the with angry look. to descend then into my garden and steal my rampion like a thief, thou shalt suffer for it. Ah, answered he, let mercy take the place of justice. I only made up my mind to do it out of necessity. My wife saw your rampion from the window, and felt such a longing for it that she would have died if she had not got some to eat. Then the enchantress allowed her anger to be softened and said to him, if the case be as thou sayest, I will allow to take away with thee as much rampion as thou wilt. Only I make one condition. Thou must give me the child which thee will bring into the world. It shall be well treated, and I will care for it like a mother. The man is his terror conceited to everything, and when the woman was brought to bed, the enchantress, afraid at once, gave the child the name of Rapunzel, and took it away with her. Rapunzel grew into the most beautiful child beneath the sun. When she was 12 years old, the enchantress shut her into a tower which lay in a forest, and had neither stairs nor door, but quite the top was a little window. When the enchantress wanted go to in, she placed herself beneath it and cried, Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair to me. Rapunzel had magnificent long hair, fine as spun gold, and when she heard the voice of the enchantress, she unfastened her brightest tresses, whirled them round one of the hooks of the window above, and then the hair fell 20 ells down, and the enchantress climbed up by it. After a year or two, it came to pass that the king's son rode through the forest and went by the tower. There he heard a song which was so charming that he stood still and listened. This was Rapunzel, who in her solitude passed her time in letting her sweet voice resound. The king's son wanted to climb up to her and look for the door of the tower, but no was to be found. He rode home, but the singing had too deeply touched in heart, that every day he went out into the forest and listened to it. When he was thus standing behind a tree, he saw that an enchantress came there, and he heard how she cried, Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair. Then Rapunzel let down the braids of hairs, and the enchantress climbed up to her. If that is the ladder by which one mounts, I will for once try my fortune, said he. And the next day, when it began to grow dark, we went to the tower and cried, Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair. Immediately the hair fell down, and the king's son climbed it up. At first, Rapunzel was terribly frightened when a man such as her age and never yet behind came to her. But the king's son began to talk to her quite like a friend, and told her that this heart had been so stirred that it had let him have no rest, and had been forced to see her. Then Rapunzel lost her fear, and when he asked her if she would take him for her husband, and she saw that he was young and handsome, she thought, "He will love me more than all them Gothel does." And she said yes, and laid her hand in his. She said, "I will willingly go away with you, but I don't know how to get down. Bring with thee a skin of silk every time the two comes, and I will weave a litter with it, and when that it's ready, I will descend into it. Take me on the horse." They argued that until the time he should come to her every evening, for the old man came by day. The enchantress remarked nothing for this, until once Rapunzel said to her, "Tell me, dumb Gretel, how it happens that you are so much heavier for me to draw up than the young king's son. He is with me in a moment." "Ah, thou wicked child," cried the enchantress, "what do I hear thee say? I thought I had parted thee from all the world, and yet thou hast defied me." In her anger, she caught Rapunzel's beautiful dress, wrapped then twist round her left hand, seized a pair of skirts with the right, and snip, snap, they were cut off, and the lovely braids lay on the ground. And she was so pitiless that she took poor Rapunzel into the desert, where she had to live in great grief and misery. On the same day, however, that she cast out Rapunzel, the enchantress in the evening vested the branch of hair which she had cut off of the hook of the window. And when the king's son came and cried, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair," she let her down. The king's son escaped, but he did not find his dear Rapunzel above, but the enchantress who glared at him with wicked and venomous look. "Aha!" she cried mockingly. "Two wolves fetched thy dress, but the beautiful bird sits on longer singing in the nest. The cat has got it, and will strike out the eyes away. Rapunzel is lost to thee, to wit never see her more." The king's son was beside himself with pain, and in his despair he leaped down from the tower. He escaped with his life, but the thorns into which he fell pierced his eyes. Then he wandered quite blind about the forest, or nothing but roots and briars, and did nothing but lament and weep over the loss of his dear wife. Thus they roamed about in misery for some years, and at length came to the days where Rapunzel, with the twins of which a had give birth, a boy and girl, lived in Westchance. He heard a voice, and it seemed so familiar to him that he went toward it, And when approached, Rapunzel knew him and fell on his neck and wept. Two of her tears wet his eyes, and they grew clear again, and he could say with him as before. He led her to his kingdom, where he was joyfully received, and they lived for a long time afterwards, happy and contented. So, I will read the story of Rapunzel in Indonesian. Pernah ada seorang pria dan wanita yang telah lama berharap untuk memiliki anak. Akhirnya, wanita itu berharap bahwa Tuhan akan mengabulkan keinginannya. Mereka memiliki jendela kecil di bagian belakang rumah, di mana dapat dilihat sebuah taman yang indah, yang penuh dengan bunga dan tumbuhan yang paling indah, namun dikelilingi oleh tembok yang tinggi, dan tidak ada yang berani masuk ke dalamnya, karena itu milik seorang penyihir yang memiliki kekuatan besar dan ditakuti oleh seluruh dunia. Suatu hari, wanita itu berdiri di dekat jendela dan melihat ke bawah taman. Ketika dia melihat kebun yang ditanami rampion yang paling indah, dan itu tampak begitu segar dan hijau, sehingga dia menginginkannya dan berkeinginan besar untuk memakannya. Hasrat ini meningkat setiap hari, dan ketika dia tahu bahwa dia tidak bisa mendapatkannya, dia merasa agak kesal dan mulai terlihat pucat dan sengsara. Kemudian suaminya sangat terkejut dan bertanya, "Apa yang membuatmu sedih, istriku tercinta?" "Ah," jawabnya, "jika aku tidak bisa makan beberapa dari rampion yang ada di taman belakang rumah kita, aku akan mati." Pria yang mencintainya itu kemudian berpikir, "Lebih baik daripada membiarkan istrimu mati, bawakan dia beberapa rampion sendiri, biarlah harganya berapapun." Kemudian saat senja, dia memanjat dinding menuju taman sang penyihir. Dengan tergesa-gesa, dia mencengkram segenggam rampion dan membawanya ke istrinya. Istrinya segera membuat salad untuk dirinya sendiri dan memakannya dengan rakus. Baginya, rasanya sangat enak, sehingga hari berikutnya dia menginginkannya 3 kali lebih banyak dari sebelumnya. Ketika dia harus beristirahat, suaminya sekali lagi turun ke taman. Oleh karena itu, di malam yang suram, dia memutuskan untuk turun lagi. Tetapi ketika dia memanjat dan turun dari tembok, dia sangat ketakutan karena dia melihat penyihir di depannya. "Bagaimana kamu berani?" katanya dengan wajah marah. "Turun ke kebunku dan mengambil rampionku seperti pencuri. Kamu akan menderita karenanya." "Ah," jawabnya, "biarkan belas kasihan menggantikan keadilan. Aku hanya memutuskan untuk melakukannya karena kebutuhan." "Istriku melihat rampionmu dari jendela, dan dia sangat menginginkan itu. Dia akan mati jika tidak memakan satupun." Kemudian penyihir membiarkan amarahnya melunak dan berkata kepadanya, "Jika masalahnya seperti yang kamu katakan, saya akan mengizinkan kamu untuk mengambil rampion sebanyak yang kamu inginkan. Saya hanya membuat satu syarat. Kamu harus menyerahkan anak yang akan dilahirkan istrimu ke dunia. Dia akan diperlakukan dengan baik, dan saya akan merawatnya seperti seorang ibu. Pria yang ketakutan itu menyetujui segalanya. Ketika wanita itu akan melahirkan dan dibawa ke tempat tidur, penyihir itu segera muncul memberi anak itu nama Rapunzel dan membawanya pergi bersamanya. Rapunzel tumbuh menjadi anak yang paling cantik di bawah matahari. Ketika dia berusia 12 tahun, penyihir mengurungnya di sebuah menara yang terletak di dalam hutan dan tidak memiliki tangga atau pintu, tetapi di bagian atas ada jendela kecil. Ketika penyihir itu ingin masuk, dia menempatkan dirinya di bawahnya dan berteriak dengan keras, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, turunkan rambutmu." Rapunzel memiliki rambut panjang yang indah, halus seperti emas yang dipintal. Dan ketika dia mendengar suara sang penyihir, dia membuka ikatan rambutnya yang dikepang, melilitkannya di salah satu kait jendela di atas, dan kemudian rambutnya dijatuhkannya ke bawah, dan penyihir naik menggunakan itu. Setelah 1 atau 2 tahun, terjadilah bahwa putra raja dengan menunggangi kuda melalui hutan dan melewati menara. Kemudian dia mendengar lagu yang sangat memesona, sehingga dia berdiri diam dan mendengarkan. Ini adalah Rapunzel yang dalam kesunyiannya melewatkan waktu dengan membiarkan suaranya yang manis bergema. Putra raja ingin memanjat ke arahnya dan mencari pintu menara, tetapi tidak ada yang ditemukan. Dia pulang, tetapi nyanyian itu begitu menyentuh hatinya, sehingga setiap hari dia pergi ke hutan dan mendengarkannya. Suatu ketika, dia berdiri di belakang sebuah pohon. Dia melihat seorang penyihir datang ke sana, dan dia mendengar bagaimana dia berteriak, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, turunkan rambutmu." Kemudian Rapunzel menurunkan kepangan rambutnya, dan sang penyihir memanjat ke arahnya. "Jika itu adalah tangga tempat seseorang naik, aku juga akan mencoba keberuntunganku," kata sang pangeran. Dan keesokan harinya, ketika hari mulai gelap, dia pergi ke menara dan berteriak, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, turunkan rambutmu." Segera diturunkannya rambutnya, dan putra raja naik. Awalnya, Rapunzel sangat ketakutan ketika melihat seorang pria. Ia belum pernah melihatnya mendatanginya. Tetapi putra raja mulai berbicara kepadanya seperti seorang teman, dan mengatakan kepadanya bahwa hatinya telah sangat terguncang, sehingga dia tidak dapat beristirahat, dan dia melihatnya. Kemudian Rapunzel kehilangan rasa takutnya, dan ketika ia bertanya apakah ia mau mengambilnya untuk menjadi suaminya, dia melihat bahwa dia masih muda dan tampan. Dia berpikir, dia akan mencintaiku daripada si gotel tua. Dan dia berkata ya, dan meletakkan tangannya di atas tangan putra raja. Dia berkata, "Aku rela pergi bersamamu, tapi aku tidak tahu bagaimana cara turun. Bawakan segulung sutra kepadaku setiap kali kamu datang, dan aku akan menenun tangga dengan itu. Dan ketika itu sudah siap, aku akan turun dan kamu akan membawaku dengan kudamu." Mereka sepakat bahwa sampai saat itu ia harus datang kepadanya setiap malam, karena wanita tua itu datang pada siang hari. Sang penyihir tidak berkomentar mengenai hal ini. Sampai suatu ketika Rapunzel berkata kepadanya, "Katakan padaku, Gothel tua, bagaimana bisa terjadi bahwa kamu jauh lebih berat untukku daripada putra raja? Dia akan bersamaku sebentar lagi." "Ah, kamu anak jahat," teriak penyihir. "Apa yang kudengar yang kamu katakan? Kupikir aku telah memisahkanmu dari seluruh dunia, namun kamu telah menipu aku." Dalam amarahnya, dia memegangi rambut Rapunzel yang indah, membungkusnya 2 kali di tangan kirinya, mengambil gunting dengan tangan kanannya, dan mengguntingnya menjadi 2 bagian. Dan kepangan indah itu tergeletak di tanah, dan dia begitu kejam, sehingga dia membawa Rapunzel yang malang ke padang pasir, di mana ia harus hidup dalam kesedihan dan penderitaan yang luar biasa. Namun, pada hari yang sama, ketika dia mengusir Rapunzel, sang penyihir mengikat kepangan rambut yang telah dipotong ke kait jendela. Dan ketika putra raja berteriak, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, turunkan rambutmu," dia menurunkan rambut dan putra raja naik. Dia tidak menemukan Rapunzel tersayang, melainkan sang penyihir yang menatapnya dengan tatapan sengit dan jahat. "Aha!" teriaknya mengejek. "Kamu akan menjemput kekasihmu, tetapi burung cantik itu tidak lagi bernyanyi dalam sarang. Kucing sudah mendapatkannya dan akan mencakar matamu juga. Rapunzel hilang untukmu, dan kamu tidak akan pernah melihatnya lagi." Putra raja yang berdiri di sampingnya berdiri dengan rasa sakit, dan dalam keputusasaannya, ia melompat turun dari menara. Dia melarikan diri, tetapi duri di mana ia jatuh menusuk matanya. Kemudian dia buta dan berkeliaran di hutan. Dia tidak makan apa-apa selain akar dan buah beri, dan tidak melakukan apa-apa selain menangis dan meretap karena kehilangan istri tercintanya. Karena itu, dalam kesengsaraannya, dia berkeliaran selama beberapa tahun, dan akhirnya tiba di padang pasir di tempat Rapunzel berada, dengan 2 anak kembar yang dilahirkannya, yaitu seorang anak laki-laki dan perempuan yang hidup dalam kesengsaraan. Dia mendengar suara dan sepertinya begitu akrab baginya, sehingga dia pergi ke sana. Dan ketika ia mendekat, Rapunzel mengenalnya dan bersandar di lehernya dan menangis. 2 air matanya membasahi mata itu, dan mata itu menjadi jernih lagi, dan dia bisa melihat mereka seperti sebelumnya. Kemudian dia membawanya ke kerajaan di mana dia diterima dengan penuh sukacita, dan mereka hidup lama setelah itu, bahagia selama-lamanya.